Hi guys, how you all doing? Eid Mubarak to you. Today is Eid and it's a global Eid for once. A lot of you be like, what the heck is he talking about? Well, Eid is our celebration at the end of 30 days of fasting in Ramadan, and normally there's some discrepancy around the world between is it today, is it tomorrow, depending on where they think the new moon has been sighted. But somehow this year we've all got it right and everybody is celebrating Eid at the same time. So it's an emotional moment. It's fantastic. Most of you are like, what is he on about? Well, put it this way, I can have my coffee now because I'm not fasting. But if you do know what I'm talking about, then Eid Mubarak to you. Anyway, whilst I was supposed to have an off day, right? Because it's Eid, so I'm not supposed to be doing anything. Certainly not a hashtag BCG daily video, the latest episode. Oh, by the way, make sure you're following me. Hashtag Brown Car Guy. That's on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and of course subscribe to browncarguy.com. And whilst you're at it, in fact, you know what? I'm going to tell you about another link later on in this video. Coming back to what I wanted to talk about, I had to touch on this because there was a new survey that just came out from buyacar.co.uk, and it left me a little bit surprised, a bit perplexed. Anyway, it was about the top cars that motorists in the UK dream of owning, aspire to own, and think they will own one day. So, you know, being a car journalist, you know, with a lot of experience in the industry with consumers and understanding petrol heads, I thought I'd have a pretty good handle on what those might be. So this survey was done in the first 2 weeks of this year. This month, in May 2020, and they surveyed more than 500 people, so that's where it was. And here's how it came out. The number one brand, and by quite some margin, was actually Porsche. That's not surprising. That's not surprising because that is a brand that a lot of people here aspire to. But it was by far the most desired because it was 18% of people surveyed wanted to own a Porsche. And more interestingly, half of those people actually believe that they would own a Porsche. So they're fairly, not only aspirational people, but fairly confident people. So good on them. They were like, yeah, I want a Porsche, and you know what? One day I'm going to get one. The second number on that list went to James Bond's favorite brand. It was, of course, Aston Martin. And again, that's no surprise here in the UK. That's a highly desirable brand, and a lot of people aspire to be James Bond. So that makes perfect sense. But it was at 7.9%. Not so many people figured that they would own one, and again, that's not altogether surprising either, but it makes sense. That makes perfect sense. What doesn't make any sense to me is third place. In fact, I had to drag my jaw up off the floor because I was that astonished with that. I mean, you know what? I'm going to come back to that one because I'm going to leave you guessing for a little while longer because, yeah, that shocked me as well. So I'll come back to that. I'm going to jump straight ahead to fourth position, which was 6.4%, was BMW. Yeah, I would expect that. I would understand that. And this being the UK, the next place went to Jaguar at 6.2%, and then Audi, okay, 5.1%, equal to Bentley, also 5.1%. Again, I guess that makes sense. Although Mercedes, which is next, which is I guess 8th on the list, I would have expected that to be a little bit higher. You know, that's a hugely aspirational brand. And the next brand, I would have expected that to be in the top 3, and that's Ferrari. And Ferrari was at 4.2%. That was really a surprise. And then the last one, I thought, well, it's got to be Lamborghini, right? No, Lamborghini wasn't on the list. In fact, it didn't quite make it to the top 10. The last one on the list was McLaren at 2.9. So that means Lamborghini must be even less than 2.9. But McLaren being a supercar maker, that makes perfect sense. Interestingly, Lamborghini, people like, no, I love a Lamborghini, but I will probably never own one. That's what they said. Now, before I go back again to that third place one, I'm just going to say that they also on the list, they had a range of cars. So people nominated things like the Bugatti Veyron, makes sense, fastest car in the world, although there's a new one now, Bugatti Chiron. But yeah, the Veyron is in a lot of people's psyche, and it was that standard bearer in terms of pushing technology as far as possible to see how quickly a road car could go. And then there were cars like the Kia Niro. That's quite nice. It's like a modest, humble choice. It's like, I quite desire a Kia Niro, fair enough, you know. And classics like the Citroen 2CV. And I tell you what, I've driven a 2CV. It's a riot. It's so much fun. It just makes you giggle the whole time, so that doesn't surprise me either. But what did surprise me, perhaps disappointed me, was third place. Third place on the list at 6.6%. I believe, yeah, 6.6% went to Tesla. Yeah, Tesla. Elon Musk, Tesla. Even the audience in this room is like, what? Tesla, the electric. What is the matter with you people? Tesla? I mean, okay, I get it. Electric cars, they're kind of coolish. They got hooligan mode. Elon Musk thinks he's Tony Stark, or you all do anyway. And although he's better off concentrating on the SpaceX program, I'd like to see that more of that take off, quite literally. But Tesla, really? You know, I mean, that's really, really surprising. And now you can see why I had to make this video, because I'm like, something is going wrong if brands like Ferrari, Lamborghini are not at the top. Lamborghini is not even on the list. McLaren, okay, just made it onto the list. Lotus is not on that list. What is going on? Where is Maserati? I mean, honestly, what is going on? Something is not quite right with the aspirational aspects of where either that or this survey is completely skewed. Having said that, it is interesting because this survey was done in May, and in the sales figures for April, which of course the UK sales figures were 97.3% down, so that was catastrophic, and the Ford Fiesta for the one time in I don't know how many thousands of months was actually not the top selling car. The top selling car was actually, I believe it was the Jaguar I-Pace, but the Tesla was also there at number 2, I think it was. So wow, so there is this kind of, I think people are finally beginning to move towards the whole plug-in hybrids, electric cars, all of that sort of situation. I guess these cars are sort of foremost in people's conception when they think about electric cars or environmental cars. So once again, you know, as whatever I actually think about Teslas, there is no denying the incredible marketing and brand building job that they have done with that brand. So kudos to them. You know, credit where credit is due. But what I want to hear from you guys is, I was going to say my your Eid list cars. Actually, you know what? I've done a video on that. My top 7 cars for Eid as Eid gifts. And in fact, I'll put the link below, so go check that out. But in the meantime, tell me what your top 3 dream brands, you don't have to go specific cars, you can if you want to, but your top 3 dream brands would be, and also what you think are the chances of you actually owning them. So this is our own little version of buy a car. I want to see if it comes out the same or slightly different. So take part in that. Be good to hear from you. Let me know what you think. Thanks so much for watching this. Make sure you're following me, hashtag Brown Car Guy, on all of the social media channels. That's Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Also subscribe to browncarguy.com, and also if you like these videos, you like my content, support me on patreon.com/Shazad Sheikh, and there you'll also find some exclusive piece of content which is kind of like my parody sequel to the original Cannonball Run movie. I think it's a lot of fun. You go check it out. Let me know what you think of it. In any case, even if you don't do that, make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe, all the rest of it. That's much appreciated. Thanks so much for watching. For those of you celebrating, enjoy your Eid day, and I'll see you in the next one. Is a celebration at the end of Ramadan. Oh my God.
Eid Mubarak.
3, 2, 1.